Seth Rollins just played chess while the rest of WWE was playing checkers, and his secret plan B just got dangerous. While the bloodline burned and the spotlight was elsewhere, Rollins stayed quiet. But behind the scenes, he was recruiting, calculating, preparing for war. And now we know why, because his new faction just dropped, and it's pure firepower. Randy Orton, the legend killer, just aligned with the visionary. Add Bron Breakker's brute strength and JC Mateo's breakout speed. That's not a faction. That's a tactical strike unit. Built not for control, but destruction. And here's the twist, this wasn't about taking down Roman. This is about Seth rewriting WWE's future, before someone else does. If you are not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe now, because a plague is coming to WWE, and Seth Rollins will be the only man standing. What if I told you Seth Rollins has been planning this for months? While the WWE Universe was distracted by the implosion of the Bloodline, the return of Roman Reigns, and the chaos on SmackDown, Rollins didn't make a sound. Not a peep. Not a promo. Just smiles and nods, wearing suits that screamed confidence and eyes that hid something far more dangerous. What we saw on Raw last night wasn't just a new faction, it was the unveiling of Plan B. And trust me when I say, WWE will never be the same again. For weeks, Seth Rollins watched the world burn around him. Solo Sikoa waging war against his own family. Jacob Fatu leaving a trail of bodies in his wake. Roman Reigns vanishing without a trace. And through it all, Rollins was quiet. Too quiet. Fans thought maybe he was biding his time, maybe healing from his last war. But what he was really doing, was building an army. The show began like any other Monday Night Raw. Tension, unpredictability, and rumors that something massive was going to drop. But no one expected this. Not even the most seasoned insiders predicted what was about to unfold. The lights dimmed. That familiar laugh echoed through the arena. The crowd erupted. Seth Rollins walked out, not in flashy gear or dressed for a match, but in all black, flanked by shadows that didn't yet reveal their faces. And then it happened. One by one, the monsters stepped into the light. First, the unmistakable figure of Bron Breakker emerged. The son of Rick Steiner. The man who dismantled NXT like a wrecking ball. The crowd's reaction was electric, but before they could fully process what they were seeing, another presence arrived. JC Mateo, the rookie that had the internet buzzing for months. The same guy who tore through developmental like a bullet train and left producers and legends whispering backstage, he's next. His speed, his instincts, his ability to read the ring like a veteran, it all made sense now. Rollins had been watching, recruiting, strategizing, and then the final blow to everyone's sanity. Randy Orton's music hit. The arena didn't cheer, it gasped. The Viper walked slowly, methodically, with the same cold stare that's haunted the WWE for over 2 decades. People didn't know what to think. Was this a hit job? Was Orton here to take Rollins out? No. He walked straight to the ring, and shook Seth Rollins' hand. This wasn't just a handshake. This was a contract. A declaration. A war drum. Rollins picked up the mic and said one sentence, "You thought I was alone, you thought wrong." Then he dropped it. The camera zoomed in on the 4 of them. Orton, Breakker, Mateo, Rollins. No name yet. No gimmick. No merch. Just one look, and the WWE Universe knew. This was no faction. This was a hostile takeover. Because here's what nobody realized until now. Seth Rollins has always been the architect. From the Shield to his Messiah days, to his time as world champion. Rollins has always had a vision. But this time, the vision isn't about the present. It's about the future. And he's rewriting it on his own terms. Let's break this down. First, Randy Orton. The apex predator. The 14-time world champion. This is a man who doesn't play well with others unless there's something massive on the table. For him to align with Rollins. That's not coincidence. That's not nostalgia. That's purpose. Orton isn't just a legend. He's a calculated weapon. If Rollins wanted respect and power, Orton was the key. Then you have Bron Breakker. The powerhouse. Fast. Mean. Built like a tank and fights like one too. He's not here for spotlight or drama. He's here to crush. And with Rollins guiding him, Breakker just became one of the most dangerous men on the roster. And JC Mateo. He's the wild card. The fastest rising star in WWE's developmental system. Nobody knows his ceiling because he hasn't hit it yet. But Rollins saw what others didn't, potential mixed with hunger. Mateo isn't here to be the future. He's here to end the present. But this isn't about fighting Solo Sikoa. It's not about Roman Reigns. This is about something bigger. While the bloodline implodes, Seth Rollins just built the only real threat that matters. Because think about it. WWE has always been a battlefield of empires. Roman Reigns built one and let it rot from the inside. Seth Rollins. He's building his from the ground up. No egos. No family ties. Just soldiers. And here's the twisted part, Seth didn't do this because he wants to take over. He did this because he believes no one else is capable of saving WWE from the chaos it's descending into. He sees Solo building an army of misfits. He sees Cody Rhodes trying to carry the company on his back. He sees Roman too broken to return with clarity. And he decided enough was enough. This faction is a mirror of Rollins himself. Ruthless, methodical, strategic. You don't survive over a decade in WWE unless you know how to adapt. Seth's not just adapting anymore. He's evolving. Sources backstage say this alliance has been in the works for months. Quiet dinners, private training sessions, even backstage visits hidden from the cameras. Rollins played everyone, even his own allies. There are rumors that even Becky Lynch didn't know the full scope of what her husband was planning. He kept it close to the vest. Because that's what a visionary does. He sees the game before anyone else, and he plays it like a master. Now here's where things get interesting. This faction, this Plan B, as Rollins calls it, isn't waiting to be challenged. They're going after targets, one by one. And first on the list, CM Punk. Rollins hasn't forgotten what happened at WrestleMania. The betrayal, the chaos, the humiliation. And while everyone else thought Rollins had moved on, he was building a response. Not with fists, but with force. CM Punk may be the best in the world, but he's not the most protected anymore. Not with these four surrounding the ring. Not with Orton, Breakker, and Mateo circling like wolves. And it won't stop there. After Punk, it's Cody. After Cody, it's Jey Uso. Seth isn't trying to make peace with the past. He's erasing it. The question now isn't whether Seth Rollins' faction will succeed. The question is, can anyone stop them? Who even dares to try? This isn't the Shield. This isn't Evolution. This isn't Judgment Day. This is something colder. Something smarter. This is calculated annihilation. A hybrid of youth and legacy. Power and precision. And it's not here to entertain. It's here to take. And the WWE locker room. They're rattled. We're hearing from sources that management is scrambling. They didn't expect Orton to align with anyone, let alone Rollins. They didn't anticipate JC Mateo bypassing NXT entirely to go straight to the main roster under this new regime. And Bron Breakker. This move means he's not just a solo act anymore, he's part of something that could control championships, storylines, and every headline WWE puts out for the next year. But Rollins doesn't care about headlines. He wants legacy. He wants control. And most of all, he wants to burn the old system down before it swallows him too. If you thought you knew Seth Rollins, think again. The laughs, the fashion, the mind games. It was all camouflage. Because the real Seth just stood in.